There are a few places that you might dream to photograph. Maybe New York, Barcelona, or I don't know, Bali or some shit. But throughout the 3 months of driving around Europe, this was the one place I wanted to see the most. The Dolomites is home to some of the most unique peaks around. And despite the fact that I'm not really a landscape photographer, I'm just a chill guy that loves walking up big mountains. By the time we finally hit the Dolomites, we'd been driving around Europe for about 2 months, dodging crazy drivers and pounding moonshine, until eventually we found ourselves in the heart of the Dolomites. Along the way, I've been shooting for my European photo book, which is actually finally here, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And throughout the trip, I had just one camera, the Nikon F100, whose only real downfall was that it kind of made me look like a holiday dad from 2008, but otherwise, it was great. I know a lot of people in film photography prefer the more manual cameras and to have much more control, but for me, I wanted more automation, I wanted autofocus and auto exposure, so I can focus on what I'm good at, taking really mediocre photos. So we really put our little Seat Ibiza through its paces, taking the 10-hour journey from Switzerland to the Dolomites and realizing that Italian drivers had little, if any, regard for their or anyone else's life. We were just one town over from Cortina where we spent our first day exploring. It was home to the 1956 Winter Olympics, big old mountains and shops that were far too expensive for us, but it doesn't really take much for that. Oh yeah, you might see a few new additions in this video because some of my family joined us for a few days, and that was well needed by that point. This day ended up feeling like a kind of warm-up for things to come. The weather wasn't perfect, but we got to grips with what the Dolomites was like and got a good feel for it. The next day, we actually took a trip to Venice, but because I didn't get much footage, I'm just going to show you some of those photos at the end of the film. But don't worry, because the next day in the mountains were pretty much perfect. So because of this, we wanted to head out to an Insta-famous lake. But first, along the way, we wanted to stop at a small town called Cortina to take a look around. was here that I finally felt like I'd got some nice moments. So that, innit? What have we got? Ultra 400. Something different for a change. Jesus. There we go. Oh, it's not the same, it's not there. Maybe it's because I didn't click shot. Come on. Ready to rock. If you know me, then you'll know that I love to show a bit of movement when I can. So when I saw these motorbikers, I was like, this is my time to shine. I'm pretty happy with a few of these. They're not perfect, but it's definitely the way I want to be shooting. With time ticking on, we headed to the Insta hotspot, Lago de Braise. At like €40 a boat ride, me and Katie would have left that shit for sure. But as my parents were about, we got treated to an aquatic adventure, which basically just meant me rowing continually for 45 minutes. With only a day or so left, we took a couple of chilled days with my family. And once they were gone, me and Katie headed off to do something we'd wanted to do for years. But first, you might remember how I mentioned my European photo book earlier. Well, I finally bloody made it. I've been working really hard to try and get this out before Christmas, but I've had a couple of setbacks that, you know, it's just how it is. So it's out now. If you've been watching my videos for a good while, then, I mean, it's a cool time for you guys to support the videos, you know, buy a photo book because you love my work, maybe. This is a kind of non-chronological photo book from our 80 days traveling through Europe. It's not really about the trip It's more about the people and their lives along the way and, you know, street photography, that sort of stuff. So look at that. I mean, come on. You can't not want to buy that. It's green. It's cool. It's A4. There's 96 pages. There's loads of pictures, and it's my new book. So if you want to help me be a little bit less poor and help you have a really cool photo book, then take a look at the link in the description or probably in the pinned comment and go and buy one, please. Just fire me into the sun, put me in a cannon, shoot me into the bloody sun. Anyway, as I was saying, there was somewhere really cool that me and Katie wanted to visit. A mountain that was much higher than anything we'd been up before. Cicada. All 2,500 meters of the bastard thing. Like, gotta pull my little socks up so we don't get ticks. That's pretty good. Partway up, we met a lad called Jacob, a German guy who'd been hiking alone and joined us up to the top. It turns out his brother was called Max, and my brother's called Jake, so that's funny. It's so slow.
No, I went a lot slower. Yeah.
My legs. I would have got friction burn. I guess these kinds of places don't exactly suit my style of photography, but since I was there, I was obviously going to shoot stuff. It felt like a really good exercise of trying to get my style of photos in an environment that doesn't really suit my vibe. You're gonna be Instagram famous, baby. Look at that face. Just a couple of cool cats. This picture is probably one of my favourites from this part of the trip. It's pretty simple, the colour of the van is really striking, and it also kind of feels really out of place being so far up a mountain. This was pretty much the end of the Dolomites, and you better believe one day I'll be returning. It's such a crazy place, and one day I want to hike between hostels and refuges up in the mountains. But until then, you guys should obviously definitely go and buy one of my photo books. And you should also subscribe to me, because it's just a nice thing to do. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and supporting the channel. It's a great thing.